Hi everyone, Liz here, thanks for stopping by. So, I've completed my Craft Buddy Crystal Art Little Donkey and yay, it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at the sparkle on that. I don't know whether you can quite... Yeah, I decided to leave the clear crystals. I was going to change them to AB, but I thought I'll see what they look like. And yeah, they do match in with the picture. But just look how stunning that is and how cute those donkeys are. Sorry, the flash has come on because it's a little bit dark. But this is one of the things I do say about Craft Buddy canvases, and when they do their charting, there's so many different colours in that donkey. I think there's 3 different greys, and then like the I don't think it's black. I think it's a very, very dark grey. It might be 310 black. Was it 310 black? No, it wasn't. It starts at 317, so it's not black. And then your whites and your creams and then your pale grey just gives you, you know, like this hock on the side here. And we've just got his little tail there as well, look. And oh, it just really stands out. Even the wood grain at the background. And then the skies, 3 different shades, so that you've got the paler colour where there's maybe lighting coming. And then you've got the darker colour as it just fades away up to the star in the background. But yeah, I just think that is so gorgeous. It's a 30 by 30, pre-framed on a canvas. Again, officially licensed artwork, Craft Buddy Crystal Art. And yeah, it was lovely to do. It only took me actually one evening and then one afternoon to do. So I've definitely got an awful lot faster at doing 30 by 30 rounds. But yeah, it was, you know, a joy to do. Thoroughly enjoyed doing it, and it is for a gift, and it has to go tomorrow to be passed on to the person who it's for. So yeah, it's a good job I got it finished with a day to spare. And then I thought, oh, I better do my kitting down video as well, otherwise I'm not going to get it shown completed. So that's a couple of my to-do ones finished, and then I can start on all my other things that I need to do as well. Okay, so we'll put donkeys just to one side there. You can just see little baby donkey. I want to start singing now, but I'm not going to. We don't want it to rain. It's been a lovely day. So this one had 25 colours, and I've got it in 25 storage bottles, and there wasn't enough of any one colour to use more than one bottle. So I did do a kitting up on this one as well. So we need round number 1 box. Right. Oh, and we better have a tray as well, because we don't want to be spilling any. So let me find my tray. Oops. There it is. Okay. So we are starting on 317 and then 318, and we've got 414 and 415. So a lot of the consecutive colours, just slightly different shades, and it just gives you that depth and gives the shape of, in this case, the donkeys. So let's have a look. Where are we? 317, 317. And there. Ooh, that's quite a full one. Okay, so see if we can get these in here. Oh yes, there's not many left. Right, so hope everybody's having a nice day today. It's been very hot here, and we have got my friend's dog. If you remember, last November we looked after her, and she does come to visit from time to time, and that's Lottie the little Shih Tzu. She's very, very cute. We've had quite a bit of fun with her. But she is like Houdini. She does like to escape out the door, and she is like greased lightning. You just see her disappear. And yesterday morning she just decided, oh, I'm going to have a wander around and go and have a look at the neighbours. So, oh, I think I might just get them in there. So yeah, she decided to walk across next door's garden, and then she went across to the opposite garden, and then went across the next garden and the next garden. And our neighbour that looks after Millie a lot for us, she decided to just water his garden a little bit for him. How she picked that one, I don't know. I can only think maybe Millie's left some pea mails there at some point, so she left her own pea mail there as well. And yeah, so that was oh, all these greys are really full. I must have been doing a lot of animals recently. And then she went to the next doors, and then she came in. So, yep, she just went for a wander around. Fortunately, she didn't go very far. And we are like at the end of a cul-de-sac, so she's not going to come into any trouble, and there's not much traffic. So, thank goodness. But, yeah, it's one of those things that you forget, because Millie is so good. Millie's our little Scottish Terrier, our little Scottish dog. And yeah, she doesn't really go very far. She'll go out the front door and she'll go and have a look round, but she's never really been a wanderer. But Lottie obviously likes to wander, and when it's somebody else's dog, you know, you think, oh no, I can't possibly have anything happen to the dog. But it's been great fun. They've been great pals. They've been curling up together and sleeping together. And then on the first evening she was here, because she's only here for the weekend, Millie did sleep in her bed, so she slept in Millie's bed. It's like, well, if you're going to have mine, I'm going to have yours. So, but it was quite a warm night, otherwise they may have slept together, I'm not quite sure. They're a little bit funny sometimes. There's a little bit of jealousy goes on. We've got like it's actually, you can sit 3 people on our settee, but it's only got 2 cushions, and sort of like I'm sat on one side, usually diamond painting or doing something, and Millie usually comes and snuggles up to me. Well, Lottie decided to just sit right in the middle of the cushion, so Millie couldn't really get a run up to get onto the settee next to me. So in the end she just jumped up, went round the back of Lottie and shoved her out of the way so that she could be laid next to me. So yeah, there's a little bit of, this is my mum and you're not sitting next to her. Oh dear. And then we went to the park today because it was so hot. We thought, oh, what are we going to do with them? Because obviously you don't want to go around shops and you can't leave them in a car anyway. And we wanted somewhere that was fairly near, because we didn't want to be in the car travelling for a long time with it being so warm. And we've got this lovely park. I've mentioned it to you before if you've been with me a while. It's called East Park, and it's in the east part of Hull. I grew up around that area, and I've played in that park a lot and been there a lot. So yeah, we've taken we took our children there, and then we've taken our grandchildren there. So, you know, it's quite dear to my heart, and they've just spent a lot of money doing it up. There's a crazy golf there now, and there was a big carousel with the horses on it there today as well. And yeah, we took the dogs for a little walk around there. We had to keep them on the lead. Usually we can let Millie off for a lead, but as I say, with Lottie not being ours, I don't want to take any risks, so they both had to stay on the leads today. Hubby was in his electric wheelchair, which was fab, because it meant I didn't have to walk the dogs and wheel the wheelchair. It worked out really well. And they've got like a new little water park opened for the children as well, so we watched them. And then we thought, right, we'll go for a cup of tea. So we're walking along. And just put this one away. I'll start pulling these cards out because they're not standing up, and then I'm having to look again, aren't I, to put them where they need to go. So yeah, we're walking along, and this little squirrel decides to, because there's an awful lot of squirrels, grey squirrels in the park. There's a lot of ducks and everything, but there's a lot of these grey squirrels. They are, well, to say there's a lot, you know, if you took a bag of peanuts, I think you'd get mugged within minutes. So yeah, we're just walking along, and all of a sudden one dog sees the squirrel, the other dog sees the squirrel, and Lottie starts barking at it, and Millie just starts running. Anyway, that one just went straight up a tree, so that was fine. I thought, oh, thank goodness for that. I mean, they're never going to catch them, even if they were off the lead. The squirrels aren't daft, they'll just go straight up the trees, you know, they're not bothered by a dog. So, Anyway, we carry on walking along. And, oh, these labels aren't coming off very well today, are they? They're not coming off as nicely as the ones I did the other day. Not good. Okay, right, put that back in the bin. So we walk a bit further along, and this squirrel just starts, it sort of like came out of the bushes, and it starts running along the path in front of me. Well, both dogs just took off at the same time, and I suddenly found myself running because the dogs were pulling me along. It's the fastest I've gone in years. I've said before, I don't run, and if you see me running, you'd better run as well, because something will be chasing me. That's not that. Oh, that's 762, not 782. So yeah, it must have been quite a sight. I could hear hubby in his wheelchair because he's always behind us, always talking to somebody or chatting or doing whatever. And yeah, I could hear these like sniggers coming from behind me as I'm being pulled along by the, I mean, they're only little dogs as well, but by the power when they just set off. And I just found myself going, and I'm just running along with arms at full length going along with this squirrel. I've never been so glad to see a tree in my life, because the squirrel just went up the tree, and of course both the dogs stopped. And I'm like, flipping heck. That's definitely the fastest I've moved in years. Oh, I'll ache tomorrow. I don't do exercise, I'm afraid. I'm terrible. I really am bad. All of the hobbies I've ever had always seem to have involved sitting down on my bottom and crafting and things like that. I've never been an outdoorsy sort of... I love walking. I can walk for miles. But to run, nah, I just can't run. Just can't run. I wasn't bad at cross country at school. I never came last in it. I was always... You know, I could always run. I was never the fastest because I've got really long legs, so I found that starting off's not very good. But yeah, I was never good at sports. I was always picked last. So yeah. Anyway, that's a whole other story. I'm not going to be sad today. It was a happy day. It was lovely, and it was just so hot. So we went and we sat outside, and we had a lovely cup of tea. And hubby had a sausage slice, and what else did he have? Oh, sausage and tomato slice and a piece of lemon drizzle cake. And to be honest, it was so hot, I just had a nice lolly because I just needed something to cool down a bit. It was after that run, all the exertion of that run. It wasn't very far, it wasn't a very long run at all. But yeah, it was still a run. So I had to have a sit down afterwards. Oh dear. Anyway, she goes home tomorrow. Well, she goes to our other friends tomorrow because hubby's at hospital again tomorrow. Different consultant this time, different condition. Something we've been waiting since Christmas to go and see the doctor. So his appointment's actually turned up while he was in hospital last time. And rather than, because he was in the same hospital, them taking him to his appointment, they didn't. They just cancelled it, and then we've had to wait till now to get another appointment. Anyway, so we're there tomorrow. So we'll take Lottie to our other friends, because Lottie doesn't like being on her own. She will just literally sit and bark, apparently, if she's left on her own. So, yeah. I'll put a video in of something we call the splash boat, and it's been around for a very long time. And when I was a child, which is a very long time ago, we used to go on the splash boat. And my mum worked, so I had to spend school holidays at my grandma's, and she lived opposite the park, so that's why I know the park so well and why I've been in it so well. And we used to, as I say, go on this splash boat, and what it is, it's like this wooden boat shape, and you sit in it, a bit like the log flumes, but all it is, it's on a big piece of rope. So you walk up this iron staircase to this like little wooden hut, and then you sit in the boat, and then it comes down on the runners, splashes at the bottom, and then they pull you back up, and then you go down the iron staircase at the other side. It's very Victorian, it's an old one. see if I can find some history and put some dates in as well of it. And yeah, it's working again. They had to restore it. I mean, to be fair, I don't know how we ever survived. You know, we just used to literally, I think it was 2p a go, and we used to run up these wooden steps. Yeah, I used to run in those days. I couldn't do it now. Probably couldn't even walk up the steps now. They're really high. Go on the splash boat, get absolutely soaked, because if you sit at the front, you get soaked because the water comes over, because there's nothing to stop it coming over. And then we'd get off and we'd run down the steps at the other side, and then beg my grandma for another 2p so I could have another go. And then run back up the stairs again and go again. And yeah, I mean, we didn't have all these different rides and computer games and all things like that. You know, that was the highlight of our day, really, going to the park if the splash boat was working. And it didn't always. You know, some days it had to be repaired or whatever. And while we were watching it today, actually, it did come off its runner a little bit at the bottom. And, ooh, got a bit of label stuck to me there. And the chap that was sort of in charge of it had to come and just put his foot on it and move it so that it went back onto the rails. Because it is just literally on a big piece of rope. And then they just haul it back up on this big piece of rope. But it's just such good fun, really good. And I say my granddaughter, my eldest granddaughter, absolutely loves it and has been on it lots and lots of times. I think it went up to 50p and I think it's now £1. I think they said it was £1, I know. I was watching it. Let me just get the next box. Hey, so box 2. I didn't mention it at the beginning. This is the storage that's based on Admore Zest Rebecca 4 Kids at 147. And for every DMC number, I've got a little plastic bag with a round sticker on and the number, a card with the number on, so I know where each one is. And then as I kick down, I just know I can put them into the bags. So it's just a system that I've tried a few, and this is the best system for me. So yeah, while we were watching the splash boat, there was a guy behind us with his wife or girlfriend or whatever, and oh, I just couldn't believe it. He stood there and he said, well, why don't they let them off at the bottom? He says, they've come all the way down there and they've got to stay on the ride while they pull it back up to the top. Well, me being me, I just couldn't hold my tongue really, and I just turned around and I said, oh, but that's all still part of the ride. You go all the way down and then you're pulled all the way back up. If you got out at the bottom, you're missing half the ride. Well, he just looked at me as though I had two heads. I thought, oh, you've obviously lived a good life. You've never thought that paying 2p to go on a big wooden thing and get soaked at the bottom and then get dragged back up to the top and run up and down some iron stairs was the best thing that happened to you that day. And then he says to his girlfriend or his wife, whatever, says to him, oh, do you want to have a go on it then? Do you fancy having a go? And he says, ah, don't look, you get soaked. And I thought, oh dear. He was a bit of a Donny Downer, wasn't he? 938. Ooh, a lot of these bags are getting very, very full. So, yeah, he says, oh, I don't want to be sat driving home all wet. I thought, oh, for goodness sake, you don't get that wet. And by the time that you've probably walked back to your car, you'll probably be dry anyway. It's such a hot day. But, yeah, some people just like to be moaners, don't they? He was probably still in shock at this mad woman in front of him with two dogs that looked like she'd been dragged through a hedge backwards, because I was nearly dragged through a tree. And I was saying to him, that's the best bit. He's probably saying, do you know this woman turned round to me while I was in the park? No idea who she was. But I just couldn't not say anything. I just thought, oh my goodness me. Wait till you get children and they start playing with the cardboard box that £1,000 present you bought them in. Then you'll know what kids really like. But yeah, it's a little bit of our history of Hull. It's just something I'm glad that they've kept it, you know, because they could quite easily have just got rid of it. I mean, it was, ooh, I'm going to try and squash these in here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go and find another bag for my spares, and I can't be bothered. It's all the exercise I've had today. What can I say? I'm going to use that as an excuse for days now. I've been running. I can't do that. I've been running. Oh dear. Fun and games. But yeah, it was such a lovely day. And we have to make the most of it here in the UK, because you never know, that could have been summer. Today could have been our summer, and we might not get any nice days after this one, so you make the most of it. So the park was absolutely packed. The queue at the ice cream van was massive. Goodness me. If you were waiting for a drink from the ice cream van, you'd have probably collapsed from thirst waiting for a drink to come. But yeah, we sat outside and had a nice tea. So, oh, 5,200. I don't think I'm going to get any. No, oh, I have got a little bag there, so I will put some in. I will put those in there. Okay. Just put those in there. And then the last one is just the crystals that the stars were used for, and I'm just going to put those into my crystal jar, because I know everywhere else is absolutely full up. Okay, so yeah, that's the last one, and this is my huge crystal jar. Look at all those crystals. Wow. Oh, there's a few different colours got into there. Look, I must have decided that the silver party was the one to join, so they popped into there. Okay, so I will pop that up back on the shelf. I will take that label off, and we are done. Okay, so just a quick one today, just to tell you what we've been up to this weekend. I'll put a couple of pictures of Lottie and Millie as well, so you can see them roaming around. They definitely need a good clean. I've got some goo gone that I'll get some of this sticky off with, because that's why the labels are sticking. Okay, so that is our little donkey, or mummy and baby. Actually, it's Mother's Day today in a lot of countries, isn't it? So happy Mother's Day to our friends in Australia and America and other countries that celebrate it in May. Here in the UK, our Mother's Day is March. So yeah, go figure. Not quite sure why. I think it was just split it up, because we have like Christmas, then we have Valentine's Day, then we have Mother's Day in March, and April it is usually sort of Easterish. Okay, well, if you've enjoyed seeing this video, a thumbs up is always much appreciated. And if you want to come back and see what I get up to next, then if you press that subscribe button and the all notifications bell next to it, you'll be notified when any of my videos come up. So thanks ever so much for stopping by, and I do hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now.